There was a time when waiting was just part of the day. It didn't feel like anything. But now, even a short pause can feel strange. Like your mind doesn't really know what to do with it anymore. You waited for the microwave. You waited for the bus. You waited for someone to call back. You waited for photos to develop. You waited for websites to load without getting angry about it. And somehow, none of it felt unusual. Now, even a 5-second delay feels irritating. You click on a video, and if it buffers for a moment, you immediately wonder what's wrong. You open an app, and if it takes too long, you close it, reopen it, as if that somehow fixes the situation. You stand in line at a supermarket, and without even thinking, you pull your phone out because your brain already decided that standing still for 30 seconds is too much. It's strange how quickly we lost the ability to simply wait without filling the space. You can even notice it in tiny moments during the day, like when you're watching something while also scrolling through your phone at the same time, or when you skip through songs after hearing only the first 20 seconds because you already want something different, or when you're heating food and somehow the microwave suddenly feels slower than it did 10 years ago. Well, even though it probably isn't. Everything feels like it should happen immediately now. And when it doesn't, it almost feels personal. You start checking if the internet is broken. You refresh pages over and over. You look at delivery tracking every few hours, even though you know the package isn't arriving any faster because you checked it again. Even conversations changed because of this. Sometimes you send someone a message, and if they don't reply after 15 minutes, your brain immediately starts creating stories. Maybe they're upset, maybe they saw it and ignored it, maybe something happened. Meanwhile, they're probably just driving or having dinner. But we got so used to instant responses that normal waiting now feels uncomfortable. There is almost no gap left between wanting something and expecting it. And maybe that's part of why people feel mentally tired all the time. Because your brain never really rests anymore. Every small moment that used to be empty now gets filled instantly. Waiting at a red light becomes checking notifications. Waiting for the elevator becomes scrolling. Sitting alone for a few minutes becomes opening three apps for no reason. There is barely any silence left during the day. Even boredom disappeared, and boredom used to be normal. You'd sit somewhere with nothing happening, and eventually your brain would slow down on its own. You'd stare out a car window. You'd wait at the doctor's office, doing absolutely nothing. You'd stand in line without needing constant stimulation every few seconds. Now silence almost feels itchy. People reach for their phones automatically before they even realize they're doing it. Sometimes you'll see someone unlock their phone, open one app, close it, open another one, then lock the phone again without actually doing anything. Almost like the brain just wanted movement. And honestly, everybody does this now. I know I do. Even when there's nothing urgent happening, you can feel it most at night. You tell yourself you're going to sleep early tonight, but then somehow you keep checking one more thing, one more video, one more post, one more message, one more random search that didn't matter 5 minutes ago. And suddenly an hour disappears. Not because you were deeply interested in something, mostly because your brain got too used to constant input. And the weird part is that technology itself isn't even the full problem. A lot of this started happening slowly without anybody noticing. Everything became faster, little by little. Food delivery got faster, streaming got faster, shopping got faster, replies got faster. Entertainment became endless, so naturally our patience slowly adjusted around that. When something becomes instant long enough, normal waiting starts to feel broken. You can even see it in traffic now. The second a light turns green, somebody behind you is already impatient. Not even angry sometimes, just restless. People walk faster, skip faster, talk faster, listen faster. Even videos changed because of this. A lot of videos online now barely pause between sentences. There's music constantly playing, captions moving around, quick cuts every few seconds. Everything is trying to stop people from clicking away because everyone knows attention became fragile, and honestly, it affects real life too. Sometimes conversations feel shorter than they used to. People get uncomfortable during pauses now. If there's even a few seconds of silence, somebody grabs their phone or changes the subject immediately. But some of the best conversations usually happen after those pauses. That small, quiet moment when nobody rushes to fill the space. The same thing happens with life in general. A lot of people feel like they're always behind even when nothing is actually wrong. Because waiting itself now feels like failure. If success doesn't happen quickly enough, people think they're doing something wrong. If progress feels slow, they panic. If life becomes repetitive for a while, they assume they're stuck forever. But most normal parts of life are actually slow. Friendships become strong slowly. Skills improve slowly. Trust builds slowly. Confidence grows slowly. Most meaningful things take longer than people expect. But modern life trains your brain to expect visible results constantly. And when reality moves slower than the internet, it creates this permanent feeling of frustration. You can almost feel people fighting against time all day, trying to answer faster, eat, drive, grow, heal, move faster. Even relaxation became productive somehow. People listen to podcasts while exercising, answering messages while eating, watching videos while working, scrolling while watching TV. Everything overlaps now. Nobody fully waits anymore. Nobody fully rests either. And maybe that's why simple, quiet moments feel unusually calming now. Like sitting somewhere without music for a few minutes, walking without headphones, looking outside during a train ride instead of immediately opening your phone. Those moments feel different now because they became rare, unfamiliar, and honestly, maybe patience isn't something people lost completely. Maybe our brains just stopped practicing it because the world around us keeps rewarding speed all the time. Fast delivery, fast entertainment, fast replies, fast opinions, and fast success stories. Everything pushes this feeling that life should always be moving. But real life usually doesn't move like that. Most days are repetitive. Most progress is invisible for a while. Most good answers take time, and most people are still figuring things out quietly in the background. And maybe learning how to wait again is actually important. Not in some deep philosophical way, just in a normal everyday way. To be able to sit somewhere without the need of constant stimulation and being able to let conversations breathe, being able to wait for things without feeling irritated immediately. Because the strange thing is, some of the calmer moments in life only appear after things slow down. And most people barely experience those moments anymore because they train themselves to escape every second of stillness. Maybe that's why everything feels mentally loud now. Not because life necessarily became worse, just because silence became harder to tolerate. And once you notice it, you start seeing it everywhere. People checking phones, people skipping videos after 10 seconds, getting impatient while waiting for automatic doors to open, people watching something while scrolling through another thing. Everybody seems slightly restless now, like the brain is always leaning forward toward the next thing before the current moment even finishes. And after a while, that becomes normal. You'd stop noticing how exhausted constant stimulation actually makes you. Until one quiet moment finally appears somewhere unexpectedly. Maybe during a walk, maybe sitting in the car before going inside your house. And for a few seconds, everything feels slower again, quieter, like your brain finally stops running in the background for a moment. Maybe that's the feeling people miss without realizing it. Not entertainment, not productivity, just the ability to exist somewhere briefly without needing the next thing immediately. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a comment and share some of the small things you've noticed yourself lately. A lot of these conversations start from ordinary moments that most people experience but rarely stop to talk about. And if this kind of calm, observational content is something you enjoy, feel free to subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for being here, and thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.